Welcome back to another video on the channel. We are feeling fresh Monday morning. Quick little sneak peek into my morning routine and kind of what I got up to in the morning. That is pretty standard each day. That doesn't really change too much. I do like to have my little routine that I have in the morning. Just helps me get me set up for the day. And in this video, we're going to be running through how I train, what I do to train, just some of the tips and tricks that I've used in the past 6 years that I have been in the gym training. It's currently about 8:30. I am going to be training at about 10, but I'm going to run you through maybe something that I have before I train, and then I'll also just do a little bit of a talking through of how I used to train like back in the day and some of the mistakes that I might have made to stop you guys making the exact same mistakes that I made in the past. I'll see you when we're having the pre-workout meal. Right, it is time to go and train. So we currently have our pre-workout and the stack that I'm on. So before I train, I like to get in a lot of carbs. I like to get in a lot of slow digesting, around 2 to 3 hours before I train, and I like to get in about half an hour, 45 minutes before I train. I love getting in a bit of quick digesting carbs. So, and with my actual training, the way I used to train, standard push-pull legs, 6 days a week. And yeah, that is what built probably a lot of my muscle, mainly due to me just being in the gym for a short period of time and just beginner gains happening and just being consistent with that. That's one thing I pride myself on, and one thing that I try and bring into everyone that I speak to is being consistent and just turning up. And no matter what plan you kind of do, as long as you keep turning up. Obviously, there's going to be plans that are going to be very more suited to you. There's going to be plans that are going to suit your availability a little bit more. If you stay true to a plan and you stay consistent to a plan over a long period of time, you are going to see progress. So I did see progress doing 6 days a week, 5 days a week. I've done 6, 5, 4, and then obviously I've done three full bodies as well. So I've done it all. I am trying to rebuild my body, so I'm doing a lot less with that, but a lot of it's just going to come down to what you can actually recover from. I found making the switch to go and spending less time in the gym and spending less days in the gym, I was able to go into the gym and actually hit it with so much more intensity. Like for example, today I'm going in and hitting my full body, but I'm only going to do two sets, 3 sets max, but then 2 or 3 sets are going to be hard because I know I'm not going to be hitting that muscle group for another 2 or 3 days. And I know I've only got 3 opportunities throughout the week to be able to hit that. So yes, we're going to have this and then see you when we're getting down to the gym. So we are in the gym, and the first thing that I'll do before I even do any sort of training or any sort of working out is I like to get the first thing out of the way. That's the one thing I don't want to do, and usually I forget to do, which is usually my ab training. So I usually forget to do abs. If I leave it towards the end, it doesn't get done. So what I do is I'll come in and do the first bit there, and then I'll go on to my actual session, which I'm going to run you through, which is going to be a full body session.
Get it right.
You're really focusing on keeping your hips in line the entire time, not bending the hips back. You don't have your spine like kind of curved over, and you're bringing your chin down towards your crotch area. That is the way to do your cable kind of crunches. That's the first set done. We're going to do another 2 sets before we move on to the first actual exercise in the session. First up, we have Smith machine incline press. So I do like to come in and hit my chest first. Chest has always been a very, very weak point for me. So I do try and come in and hit that first off the bat. I did get humbled big time on this machine as it's a lot heavier than the one I used in the last gym. So I can't use as much weight, which is a pain in the ass, but you live and you learn. What you're really focusing on here is making sure the bar is coming down to the midline of your chest, and you're really focusing on driving that bicep into the side of your chest. Your lower back isn't flying off. You want to make sure you squeeze your shoulder blades together, scapula together, instead of just basically turning it into a flat press. When you have your spine in line with your lower back, then you're basically just doing a flat press at the end of the day, so no really much point in doing that. But this is my second set. I'll see if I take this one to complete failure and I feel my chest is going to be toasted, I won't go and do another set. I'll leave it at that, but we'll see what happens in this set. that actually felt pretty good. So I'm gonna go for one more since the first set. I only got about 5 or 6. I wasn't particularly happy with that first set. I will go for a third set just to make sure I'm completely toasting that up part of the chest. And then we'll move on to the next exercise, which is going to be a leg press. I guarantee you are doing your leg press wrong. The biggest mistake that I see people make is where they put their feet. Usually they have them either too wide, so they go like that, which just looks weird, or they have their feet too low, and when they get to the bottom of the press, the heels are coming up off the pad and you're producing a lot less force. The next mistake I see a lot of people make is they come down too far with the leg press to the point where their lower back then comes up off the pad and they start to feel a lot more in their lower back, or they put way too much weight onto the machine and then they start doing this, which is no use to anyone. It actually wastes more time actually taking the weight on and off the leg press than you are actually doing the exercise for the benefits you're actually gonna get for your quads. So the fix is where you put your feet determines what muscle group you're gonna hit. So if you wanna hit more of your glutes, you wanna put your feet higher up, as there's not much of a knee bend. But if you do want to hit the quads and prioritize the quads, I'd bring the feet a little bit low down on the pad and I'd tilt the feet slightly out. I'm gonna focus on bringing that knee in towards your armpits as you're coming in. Going to the point where you can't go any further before it starts lifting up, and then you're driving up through. And just a reminder, these handles are here for a reason. You do not need to have your hands on your knees. This is exactly how I warm up. I think there's two kind of camps here. There's one side where they just come in, wing it, do a couple of reps, and then just wang out and go into the set. And the next group really overcomplicate everything, and they warm up for about half an hour before they even train and do any sort of actual exercise that resembles what they're doing in the session. So what I kind of do is a mix of the both, basically. So I've had a bit of play about this. So what I usually do is I'll come in and do 12 nice easy reps, just warming up, getting blood into the muscle, and then I'll wait. I'll go and do a set of 8 and a set of 6 before going into my actual first working set, increasing the weight slightly each time I do it to get to my working weight at the top. We are out of the gym and we're now home. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run you through the post-workout meal. I'm gonna sit down and talk you through kind of why my training has changed and the direction of training is gonna be in the future. So you may see all these recipes online, all these complicated recipes online. I can't lie, that is not me. I'm not a massive master chef in the kitchen, but what I do really well is efficiency. So how quick I can do it and how efficient I can do it without actually having to really do anything is A1. So we have sweet potatoes, 400 grams in the air fryer. We've got our quick carbs here. So we've got our apple kiwi as well. We're gonna eat that. For the gut health, we've got some ruby beetroot sauerkraut. And then obviously the sriracha will go on top. And then over here, we'll have the broccoli, fiber, greens, and then the protein. We've got some beef mince there as well. So that's gonna be that. I'm gonna talk you through the actual training when we sit down and actually make it. And actually remember to keep this in next time. And actually remember to record it, because last time I completely forgot. So here we have the post-workout meal. After I train, or after everyone's training, they should be having a lot of slow digesting carbs and quick digesting carbs. I'm gonna run through this quickly, it's not a full day eating. So basically we've got sweet potato, beef mince, sauerkraut for some good gut health, fiber with broccoli, and then my quick carbs are gonna be a apple and a kiwi as well. I'm gonna get this eaten and then I will talk to you about my training and kind of the direction it is heading in and why I'm doing what I am doing. So if you weren't able to tell, I did a full body session there, and that's what I do currently. It's 3 full body sessions throughout the week. Now, in the past, I have been doing 4 or 5 sessions a week, but I thought my body needs a little bit of a rest. I'm gonna focus on just improving my intensity in them sessions, in the three full body sessions a week. And then when I'm able to kind of push it a little bit more and the calories are a little bit higher, then I am gonna push it up to maybe 4 and go up or lower. That's kind of the max. I do like the more rest days and being able to be on lower carbon rest days. I feel 10 times better for that, and I think I look 10 times better because of that as well. I'm really starting to come in and look a lot more healthier than I did as well, which is absolutely massive. And then I can start getting into a range where I put on a bit of size as well, which is going to be unbelievable to see. But yeah, in the future, Like I said, I'm going to be building it up to around 4 days a week, upper lower split. I'll see how it goes in the next couple of weeks. If I find in the next couple of weeks I'm progressing really, really well, I don't need the extra day, I don't mind it, because I don't mind just going to the gym 3 days a week. I am seeing progress off that, and just looking at my physique in general, I'm looking very, very good at the minute, so I'm happy enough with that. That's the training at the minute. I am going to run through everything and document everything going forward, because I think it's a journey that a lot of people will resonate with as well, because I'm going through a stage of fixing my body, and that's not just with the diet, that's with the training as well. Because I think you get to a stage 4 or 5 years into your training where sometimes you start going through the motions, you start not really pushing as much, and that's maybe the reason why. I really, really enjoyed that day. That session, by the way, was really, really good, fueled by the dates and the banana. And yeah, that meal there was 10-10, unbelievable. That's what I have after every single training session. Getting quick carbs in, getting quick and slow digesting carbs in, and then get the protein in there as well, and making sure the gut is in a good place, which I'm really, really focusing on. So yes, if you enjoyed that video, please drop it a like, hit the subscribe button. Honestly, it means the world. Last video did very, very well compared to the others, so I really, really love that, and hopefully that is a sign of things to come. But I will be back later in the week for some more absolute value. Until then, I'll see you then.